Hey guys, what's up? Let me turn a little bit more light around here so it doesn't look as dark. There we go. Let's get a little bit more light in here, kind of deal. But yeah, I wanted to come on here live on this Saturday before when I have a chance to talk about this year's Oscar nominations. Now, I think they were done back on the 23rd, which was 4 days ago, and 4 days ago I was working. So I didn't have time to even watch them live, watch the nominations live or anything. But I have got a chance to look them up, and for the 90th edition, it looks all right. I wouldn't really say it's the strongest of nominations category wise or by each category. And for the 90th one, you think they'd pull out all the stops. You think they would go with more notable movies out there as nominations for the awards. They would go with ones that have been seen theatrically nationwide and worldwide and not just independently, locally, and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that some of the choices they didn't get are good. Some of them have been are good. They probably are. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is more along the lines of these more along the lines of there are movies that were just as good, if not better, that could have been nominated, aided, and people would have known about it. But we didn't get them. It's like lately the Academy Awards, the Oscars, they do nominate worldwide, nationwide movies that have done great, but it's like it's sometimes are becoming more prioritized on the independent level. Like if it's an indie film, it's going to do a lot better. It's going to have a bigger chance at being nominated instead of the one that pretty much has made a bunch of money, has a decent story and everything, has some good acting at times, but it's not viewed as such by the Academy. And this is something that I think needs to come to an end. It needs to pretty much, um, stop happening so that all movies out there that have done successfully well in the theaters can get a chance at a chance at an Oscar or something. I mean, there are some movies that were nominated at the Golden Globes. Like I said, they were nominated at the Golden Globes that you know didn't get nominated here. And usually, from what people like Animat and a few others have said, um, usually that's a tradition that whatever gets nominated over at the Golden Globes is going to get a nomination in the Academy. Just like some animated films may get nominated at the Annies, they'll also have a chance of probably getting nominated at the Academy. But it seems that's not the case here, and apparently we're not getting. And apparently, like I said, we're getting we have a decent nomination here, but it's like these are movies that you know people have heard of, but rarely have heard of. And the ones that have been heard of, pretty sure a lot of people are hoping that they get nominated. I mean, one movie that's left out that should have got a Best Picture nomination is War of the Planet of the Apes. Everybody loved that movie. And it didn't get a nomination for Best Picture, which was kind of crazy. And I'm looking here and I don't see anything for it yet, unless I missed it. But yeah, it does not have a nomination for that, and that's wrong. That is a very good film. I saw it on my birthday. It is a very good film. I wanted to see something else, but I'm glad I saw that one because, like I said, it's really good. But it didn't get a nomination. So it has some nominations throughout here in other categories, but It's like the one nomination it should have got, it didn't. And it's kind of disappointing. Now, the Academy Awards are going to take place on March 4th, Sunday, March 4th. They're going to take place at the Dolby Theater at the Hollywood and Highland Center, so not the Kodak Theater. So we'll see exactly what happens. I think they have Jimmy Kimmel, somebody doing the Jimmy Fallon or someone doing the hosting. But let's take a look at the nominations right now, and I'll give you from my perspective and my feeling who I think should walk away with the Oscar, even if I don't know, even if I have not seen the film. I'm just going to go maybe by off the reputation of what they have done, and I might throw a wild card in there as well. Well, because I may not know the actor or the actress, but just by kind of getting a feel for what I think they may have done, I think they have a good chance. And sometimes I'll just go off gut feeling as to what I think could get the nomination. Now, the first thing we have up here, and I'm looking at the Academy, I'm looking at the Oscars.org page in the nominees for 2008 section. And here it was starting off with the actor in a leading role. Now, I don't know if this is I'm not sure if this is the direction they're going to go in, the lineup they're going to go in when they're announcing the awards on March 4th. I don't know. But like I said, I don't know if this is how they're going to go by category, how they're going to start off and end. I don't know. They're going to probably mix it up, but they're going alphabetically, it looks like here, as far as, talking about awards. And they also give you a chance to look at the categories individually. So let's take a look at the actor in a leading role category. The nominees that they have announced on this past, what was it? Today's 27th, 26th was yesterday, 25th was Thursday, 24th was on Tuesday. Here's the actors in a leading role, basically the nominees for best actor. The ones they have chosen are Timothy Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name, Timothy Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, Daniel Kaluuya, sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, for Get Out, Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour, and Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire. Now, I've heard of most of them, of course. Oldman, Washington, Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Kaluuya is kind of new to me, but he obviously made a huge impression with Get Out for his performance in Get Out. Timothy Chalamet, I think I've heard of, but not really. So honestly, it looks like it's a good category to start off with for Best Actor. But if I was to choose somebody, if I was to choose somebody to walk away with the Oscar, it's going to be Daniel Day-Lewis. It's either going to be, okay, well, in my opinion, I believe it should be Daniel Day-Lewis because Phantom Thread is supposed to be his last film before he hangs it up. So I think either Daniel Day-Lewis or it's going to be the Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out. It's going to be one of those two. I mean, I know a lot of people would like to see Denzel Washington win it. He just celebrated a birthday, so it'd be great if he got it. Some people would be happy if Gary Oldman got it. But I'm thinking they're going to go with the performances that really, stood out. And I think Daniel Kaluuya's in Get Out and Daniel Day-Lewis's in Phantom Thread are the ones they're going to look at primarily the most. And I think if it goes to Daniel Day-Lewis, it's going to be out of sympathy and a bit of a thank you for his contributions to the movie business before he hangs it up. So it'd be like his last Oscar. So it's like a thank you Oscar in a way to him. So Those two right there are the two leading candidates that I believe are going to walk out with that Academy Award. The nominees that they have for actor in a supporting role, they have William Dafoe in The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson in Three Boards Outside of Embering, Missouri, Richard Jenkins, Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell, Three Billboards Outside of Embering, Missouri. Now, I know about most of these guys except for Jenkins. And they all sound like good choices, but I think Jenkins is going to go and take it because it's always, to me, this is going to be one of those categories. It's going to be this supporting role, actor and supporting role category. I think Jenkins is going to take it because it seems to be one of those categories where a virtual unknown, in a sense, is going to be the one to walk away with it. So I think Jenkins is going to get it, and if he doesn't, then I'm going to go with William Dafoe. It's going to be one of those two. And that's for actor in a supporting role. Now, the nominees for actress in a leading role, the choices they came up with are Sally Hawkins, Shape of Water, Frances McDormand in Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, Margaret Robbie, I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post. Now, I know who Margaret Robbie is, obviously, Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn. And we know who Meryl Streep is, and we know who Sally Hawkins is. So to me, this is kind of tossed up in the air because Meryl Streep is like, when it comes to Academy Awards, it's like there's no stopping this woman from winning it. So everybody would probably say she's the logical favorite to walk out with the Academy Award for Best Actress. But I'm going to go with Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. I don't know why. I mean, I know people are going to say, well, if it's not Meryl Streep, it's got to be Sally Hawkins for Shape of Water. And that's true. That's true. Sally Hawkins proves a great performance, gives a great performance there. But if I was to go on virtual, unknown, and really surprising nominations, I got to go with Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, getting the Best Actress award. All right. Now we have the nominations for actress in a supporting role. And I'm surprised at this one right off the bat. The nominees they chose right off the bat, they have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound. That's surprising. Allison Janney for I, Tonya. Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread. Laura Metcalf for Lady Bird. And Octavia Spencer for Shape of Water. Now this again falls into the same category for the Best Supporting Actor role nomination. Falls in that same category because Mary J. I think would definitely be a great surprise because I don't think anybody would expect her to get it. So I personally, like anybody else, would like to see Mary J. Blige get it. But I think it's going to come down to Leslie Manville, A Phantom Thread, or Octavia Spencer, A Shape of Water. You know, again, I would personally love to see Mary J. Blige win this Best Supporting Actress award, but I think they're going to go with either Leslie Manville or Octavia Spencer to walk out with it. That's my personal opinion. Now we get to the nominees for Best Animated Feature. And this obviously has come under some controversy because one of the nominations is Boss Baby. I am not lying. People were kind of mixed about Boss Baby. I know Animat didn't like it. Some people, like I said, were kind of mixed down the middle about it. And the fact that there were other films by DreamWorks and other studios that could have got nominated, it's kind of surprising that this one got it. I mean, you had Cars 3 that could have got a nomination. You know, you have Cars 3 that could have got it, that got the nomination. You could have had, what else could you have had? Heck, you could have thrown My Little Pony the movie in there. Um, Lego Batman, I'm surprised didn't get it, which was surprising. Lego Ninjago, I'm surprised didn't get it. Lego Batman, I thought would at least get the nomination, but instead, the nominees are, and this is why it's under controversy, The Boss Baby, which, you know, some might think political maneuvering there, and maybe the fact that Adam Baldwin has had history with the Academy Awards hosting and presenting and all that, so maybe that's why, I don't know. The Breadwinners, which is an independent animated film, but foreign wise and everything, but has gotten some rave reviews. A lot of people like it. Coco, which is definitely going to be a favorite to win. Ferdinand, I think I don't know, it has much of a shot. And Loving Vincent, which is a animated biography for the artist known as Vincent Lagou or something like his last name. I can't pronounce it right now. So, who do I think is going to win Academy this one? Well, I know some people are worried that Boss Baby is going to walk out with it because it's the surprise nomination. Like, what is it doing in there? You know, why isn't Captain Underpants in there? Why isn't, you know, like the ones I've mentioned, Lego Ninjago, Lego Batman, My Little Pony, you know, Leap, you know, that, why aren't they in there? So, you know, I can understand how people feel about that. So it is kind of worrisome that Boss Baby, being the surprise nomination, would walk out with it, and that would bring some controversy to that. But if they really want to show that there's not going to be any controversy, Coco has to walk out with it. If Ferdinand walks out, that would be a surprise upset. If Breadwinner or Loving Vincent walks out, it's well deserved from what I understand and from what I've heard. But I think the overall favorite and the one that's logically going to walk out with the Academy Award is going to be Coco, because apparently it's touched everybody that's watched it, from my own family to people like Doug Walker of Channel Awesome, Nostalgia Critic, to Matt Burnett, Animat, to Rob Watches, to anybody that has seen this. Angry Joe, who has never really reviewed an animated film in his Angry Movie Reviews show, or his Angry Movie Reviews portion of the Angry Joe show. He's even seen it. He got a kick out of it. Everybody has praised it. So I think, honestly, with all that, Coco's got to walk out with it. And if it doesn't, and Boss Baby does, you're going to have an uproar. Believe it or not, you will have people going like crying foul and stuff. But obviously, the most logical choice is Coco. It's going to walk out with it. And if it doesn't, and it's not Boss Baby or Ferdinand, it's either going to be Breadwinner or Loving Vincent. But I think they're going to go with Coco because of the overall success and reaction that it's gotten. All right. The cinematography nominations: Best Cinematography, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and Shape of Water. I think it's going to go to, it's kind of hard to look at that because I haven't seen the movies yet. But from what I have seen, I think it's either going to come down to Blade Runner 2049 or Dunkirk. It's going to be one of those two. So one of those two is going to get it. I mean, Shape of Water might, but I'm going with Blade Runner 2049 or Dunkirk for the win. Costume design, the nominations are Beauty and the Beast, Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, Shape of Water, and Victor and Abdul. As much as I would like to see Beauty and the Beast get it, and it would be deservingly so, I think Phantom Thread's walking out with it. I really do. I mean, either Phantom Thread or Shape of Water is walking out with it. But like I said, as much as I would like to see Beauty and the Beast get it, it's going to be Phantom Thread or Shape of Water. All right, the best directing nominations are Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk, Jordan Peele, Get Out, Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, Paul Thomas Anderson, Phantom Thread, and Guillermo del Toro, Shape of Water. This is kind of hard to look at, but I'm probably going to go with these are the two I think are likely to get it: Paul Thomas Anderson or Guillermo del Toro. Those are the two that you got to look out for that I think are going to walk out with the nominations for Best Director. All right, we have Best Documentary Feature nominations. The nominees on Best Documentary Feature are Abacus, Small Enough to Jail, or Abacus, Small Enough to Jail, Faces Places, Icarus, or Icarus, Last Man in Elpero, and Strong Island. They don't really show documentary features that much where I'm at, so I think I'm going to go with Faces and Places. I think that one's got it. I don't know why, I just get this feeling it's got it. And then Best Documentary Short Subject, the nominees are Edith and Eddie, Heaven is a Traffic Jam on the 405, Heroin, it's Heroin with an E and apostrophes, Knife Skills, Traffic Stop. I'm going with Heaven and is a Traffic Jam on the 405. It's not because I'm a Christian or anything, but I feel that's probably got the best choice or best chance. Nominations for Best Film Editing, you got Baby Driver, Dunkirk, I, Tonya, Shape of Water, and Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. I'm going with Shape of Water. Either Dunkirk or Shape of Water is going to get it. All right, Best Foreign Language Film. You have from Chile, A Fantastic Woman. From Lebanon, The Insult. From Russia, Loveless. From Hungary, On Body and Soul. And from Sweden, The Square. I'm going with Fantastic Woman from Chile. I don't know why, but I feel that one or On Body and Soul are going to get it. So one of those two, Chile's Fantastic Woman or Hungary's On Body and Soul, are going to be one of the two to walk out with Best Foreign Language Film. All right, the nominations they have for Best Makeup and Hairstyling are Darkest Hour, Victor and Abdul, and Wonder. I'm going to go with Darkest Hour. I don't know why, but I feel that's probably the best choice. So I'm going with Darkest Hour. They might go with Wonder, but I think Darkest Hour has it. So that's going to be for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. And then the nominees for Best Musical Score, Best Music Original Score, they have Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, Shape of Water, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. As much as I would like to see John Williams get it for Star Wars, I think the one that's going to get it is either going to be two people. Because again, like I said, as much as I'd like John Williams to get it for Star Wars: Last Jedi, I think the ones that are going to get it are either Johnny Greenwood, Phantom Thread, or Hans Zimmer for Dunkirk. Those are the two I think are going to get it if John Williams does it. And I would love to see John Williams get it. All right, Best Music Original Song. The nominees they got were Mighty River from Mudbound, lyric by Mary J. Blige. Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name. Remember Me from Coco, music and lyric by Christine Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. I think those sound familiar, and I think they have a reputation of succeeding. Stand Up for Something from Marshall. And This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. Okay. I think it's going to come down to Mighty River, Remember Me, and This Is Me. Those are the three that got the biggest chance. If Mystery of Love and Stand Up for Something, one of them gets it, that'll be an upset. That'll be a surprise. But I think honestly, it's going to be Remember Me, This Is Me, or Mighty River that gets it. So those are the three that I think could be walking out with it. But I think the most logical choice right now, like I mentioned earlier in Best Animated Feature, it's going to go to Remember Me from Coco. I don't know why. I just get this feeling that's got that Coco's got this category and Best Animated Feature category locked up. Now, here's the big one, and they're going, like I say, by different directions and everything. So I'm just going by what I see here, seeing how much more I got to go. So now we're at Best Picture, and there are 7 nominations. The nominees for Best Picture are Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and the 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Those are the nominees for Best Picture. And out of the 7, it's going to be really hard to choose, but I think the one that's going to get it. Okay, here are the 3 that are likely to get it: Get Out, Dunkirk, and Phantom Thread. I know people would like to see Shape of Water win it, but like I said earlier at the start, Phantom Thread is supposed to be Daniel Day-Lewis's last film before he hangs it up. So I think you kind of get an idea of where that might go. But those are the 3 that I think are more than likely to walk out with the Best Picture nomination, or Best Picture award. And if I was to choose one, it's going to be Phantom Thread. Again, Daniel Day-Lewis's last performance before he hangs it up. I think the Academy is going to give it to him. I just do. All right. Now you got nominees for Best Production Design. Nominees that they have for Best Production Design are Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Shape of Water. And I believe they got to go with Blade Runner on this one. Beauty and the Beast or Blade Runner, because if you keep giving the same movie if the same movie keeps winning award after award, then what's the point of having the other nominations if you know pretty much who's going to win? So I'm going with Beauty and the Beast and Blade Runner as the 2 that likely got to get it because they got the most production put into them. I'm not saying Dunkirk couldn't get it or Shape of Water, but I think from a visual standpoint, production standpoint, you got to go with one of those 2. So Blade Runner or Beauty and the Beast to walk out with it. And if I was to choose one out of the 2, I like Beauty and the Beast, like to see them win, but I think it would be Blade Runner 2049 to get it. I really do. Now, nominees for Best Short Film, Animated Short Film. The nominees are Dear Basketball, Garden Party, Lou, Negative Space, and Revolting Rhymes. I haven't seen any of these shorts, but I'll go with Garden Party. I don't know why. That one just speaks to me. I mean, Kobe Bryant did basketball, and that's a surprise that he would get a nomination. That I'm looking at it, but I think it's going to go to Garden Party. I really do. All right, now the nominees for short film live action, best live action short film. The nominees that they got are DeKalb Elementary, The 11 O'Clock, My Nephew Emmett, The Silent Child, Want to Vote All of Us. So I don't know who would get it out of there, but I'm going to go with The Silent Child. I don't know. It just sticks out to me. And I think that one would get it. All right. Best sound editing. The nominees are Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, Star Wars The Last Jedi. This is another category that they have to really shake things up with. So I'm I'm gonna go with either Star Wars: The Last Jedi or Baby Driver. I think one of those two have to get it. Blade Runner might get it for best sound editing, but I'm gonna go with Star Wars: Last Jedi or Baby Driver is the one of the wild cards. Is one of the ones to take it when no one expects it to. Because people are expecting Dunkirk and or Shape of Water to take it. I'm going with either Star Wars or Baby Driver to be the ones to walk out with it as the surprise winners. All right, best sound mixing. These nominees are Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Again, this could be a category where they shake things up, but I think this is going to be one that they kind of stick to the guns with, and I think they're going to go with Dunkirk. I would like to see Blade Runner win it. I would like to see Star Wars win it, but I think they're going to go with Dunkirk because this will be one of the categories they stick to the guns about when it comes to who they choose. All right, best visual effects. You have Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. This right here, pretty much, is going to be one of the most talked about categories. This pretty much is going to be one of the most talked about categories. So if I was to choose one category, and all of them are good choices, there's no doubt. I don't have Blade Runner 2049 yet, but I do have Guardians, Skull Island, and War of the Planet of the Apes, and I will be getting Last Jedi when it comes out. But visual effect wise, it's a toss up. I'm going, though, even though I saw it on my birthday or a little afterwards, I'm going with War for the Planet of the Apes. I am. I mean, honestly, Star Wars is great visual effects. Don't get me wrong. So does Kong Skull Island. So does Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think honestly, because it got snubbed out of the Best Picture nomination. I think War for the Planet of the Apes is going to take this one. I really do, and that's going to be for Best Visual Effects. All right, the next nominations they have for Best Writing Adapted Screenplay are Call Me by Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, and Mudbound. Now this here is this is a category that they can really shake things up in. Call Me by Your Name is one of the Best Picture nominations, so I don't think it'll get it. If it does, that'll be it won't be much of a surprise. But I think the ones that are more likely to get it are Disaster Artist or Mudbound. I'd like to see Logan get it because I haven't seen the movie fully, but it is probably one of the best adaptations they got. So honestly, the three that I think will walk out with it are either Disaster Artist, Mudbound, or Logan. Again, I would love to see Logan win it, to see at least a comic book movie get an Oscar win, at least. But I think Disaster Artist is going to walk out with it. I really do. And again, as much as I like to see Logan get it, I think Disaster Artist is going to walk out with it. All right. And then the last category they got here is Best Writing Original Screenplay. The nominees are The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, Shape of Water, and 3 billboards outside of Embering, Missouri. This is the 3 movies right in the middle that I just listed off are basically the ones, well, actually the last 4 are Best Picture nominations. But I think if anyone's going to get it, it's going to be Get Out. Get Out is for me, Shape of Water, from what I understand, was written well. But I think Get Out probably got the best shot because it's by one person, and a lot of people like what they saw. So they like the story that was written, its original screenplay. So I think Get Out's going to walk out with it. If not, I think Shape of Water will. But mostly, I'm going with Get Out. And that pretty much is going to do it for the nominees. I'm going to check if I missed any categories here. No, I didn't. And but yeah, those are basically the nominees. I'm going to go. Those are basically my choices for each category and who I think is going to walk out with the Oscars. Again, for a 90th anniversary, a 90th celebration, 90 years, folks, 90 years, if you can believe that, of the Academy Awards, or at least it's been 90 years. That's saying something. I mean, think about that. 90 years, 1928, this began apparently. So yeah, it's like, in fact, let me make sure I'm right about that. But yeah, 90 years. That is saying something. Um, but yeah, 90 years. Let me see when it began. 1929, 88 years. So they obviously missed a year, apparently. Because last year would have been, oh, first awarded 1929. So it was 90 years. Well, it's been 89 years, but um, let's see, was there any, trying to see. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's been 90 years apparently, but well, you know how it is. It's like just like with WrestleMania. WrestleMania 30 should have actually been in 2015, not 2014, but they don't go by year birthday. They don't go by the birthday rule or anything. So, yeah, what was it? March 29th, 1929 or March something, March 1929. So, yeah, 90 Academy Awards in a row. That's pretty impressive. So, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But again, you would think for a nominated show that they would pull out all the stops, that they would expand the category nominations to add more for best actor, best actress, best animated feature, best picture, so that you get more in there. But apparently they're not going to do that. Uh, but yeah, but like I said, apparently they're not going to do that. So even though it's 90 years and it's going to be an historic night because 90 years of Academy Awards. And again, I'm not saying that they don't got some decent nominees in each of the categories. They do. I'm guessing from their perspective and from what people have said. But there is going to be controversy. I mean, like I said, with animated feature, people are going to be like, why is the Boss Baby nominated and not these other films? I mean, people would have taken the MLP movie over the Boss Baby, honestly. Let's be honest there. Um, but yeah, people are gonna wonder about that. I mean, I mean, just like with any Academy Awards over the past, what was it, 90, 89 years, 80 decades, 90, 9 decades, if you will. Um, you're always gonna have some controversy. So it doesn't surprise me that this year is gonna get a little bit of controversy as well. Well, more importantly, with the um, category like best animated feature. So I'm not surprised that they got that kind of controversy. I'm not surprised that movies like War of the Planet of the Apes got snubbed for Best Picture. That's going to be controversial. So yeah, it's kind of surprising, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? So I'm guessing sooner or later they got to do something about this. And let's see something here. I mean, again, like I said, they got to do something about this to kind of switch things up so that every other movie that's animated or live action has gets a fair a shake. But uh, yeah, like I said, it's 90 90 Academy Awards, very impressive. But honestly, with the exception of the um, categories for visuals and for visual effects and sound editing and all that, in those areas, um, the nominations above that, like for actor, actress, and everything. I'm not saying that they didn't give some good choices; they do, but I think overall they could have done better. Um, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe something might change. We got over a month before the Academy Awards happen. Maybe something might change. Maybe somebody will bring up something that was messed with or something we don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. But again, those are just my thoughts on who I think could be walking out with these Oscars, these Academy Awards, March 4th, from the Dolby Theater at the Hollywood and Highland Center. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about it. Thank you all for watching live, and I'll thank you all for watching post live after it's been uploaded. And I'll talk to y'all later.